Hello, welcome to Found in Arts. My name is Emily, and today we are going through a grounding process with some art afterwards. So we're going to start by standing up and doing some deep breathing and some stretching and some shaking to get our blood flowing, and then we'll go into our grounding journey, and then we will do our art. And I am so happy you're here to join me. So let's go ahead and stand up. And I think it's really important to shake out. First, ignore all this stuff. We are going to shake out our hands. We're going to shake out our body. It's really, really important to get our blood flowing. We want to wake up all of the capillaries and all of the things in our body that have just been kind of resting and maybe gone a little dormant. So we're going to shake ourselves out. Okay, maybe not as quick. Put your head back and forth. Stretch out. We're going to shake our booties. We're going to shake our legs. You will feel ridiculous, and it's okay. We are just shaking, shaking, shaking. And then we're going to reach our hands up to the sky. And we're going to keep shaking as we're like stretching our necks. And now we are going to touch our toes. And as we touch our toes, we're going to take a deep breath in and out. If you can't touch your toes, don't worry, you can touch your knees. Ready? Take another deep breath in. Once more in and out. Okay, if you have any more last stretches to get taken care of, do that. Today's session is going to take about 45 minutes, and it's going to be amazing and awesome. And let's go ahead and get started with our breathing and our grounding meditation. You ready? Okay. Find a comfortable position. You do feet flat on the ground, you do cross-legged. If you need to lay down, you can lay down. Depending on where I'm at, I will either have my feet flat or I will sit cross-legged, just depending on my comfort level of my location. And I like to put my hands on my knees as kind of a grounding sensation for me. Like that helps me feel stable. You're going to sit upright, shoulders back. Imagine you're quite tall and your spine is straight. And we're going to get started. I invite you to close your eyes with me. All right. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Once more in and out. Okay, we are going to start our meditation journey. And on this meditation journey, I'm going to have you close your eyes and I'm going to walk you through and guide you through grounding. If at any time you become uncomfortable or you just are like, I don't know how I feel about this, or you just can't focus, that's okay. Feel free to just open your eyes and sit and listen, and you don't have to ground and meditate with us. But at some point, you may feel like you're floating or your body's really heavy, but you're very awake. And that's perfect. So you're going to close your eyes. I invite you to close your eyes with me, and let's get started. Okay. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. As you're breathing in, I want you to fill up your diaphragm, which is in your stomach, and think of all the good, wonderful things the world has for you. And when you breathe out, I want you to think about like everything that you need to get rid of. like the old negative energy. Just think anything that is hanging on that shouldn't be in there, we're going to push it out of our body. So we're going to breathe in and out, really pushing that junk through. Let's do it again. Breathe in and out. One more time. Breathe in all the good, wonderful things. And then breathe out, pushing out all of your negative energy. All right. You ready? On the next breath, you're going to see a little seed growing inside of you. It's placed right above your tailbone. If you're a female, it's called your womb space. It's sitting right in your core. And take a deep breath in and out. That seed is sitting there. And as you're breathing in and out, it's beginning to shake, like vibrate. It's like buzzing with an electric energy. Breathing in and out. And as it's buzzing, you see and you feel roots shoot down. And this is a tap root. It is shooting straight down through you. You breathe in and out. Goes to the floor. Excuse me. The tap root shoots through your chair, through the floor, through the building you're in, straight into the soil. Cool, welcoming soil. The perfect amount of moisture. You breathe in and out. In and out. Now, as your taproot is sinking further and further into the earth, you notice the things you're passing. Are you passing past crystals, aquifers, worms? Breathe in and out. Are you passing past mycelium networks, pockets of clay or sand? Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. As you're breathing and you're following this taproot deep into the earth, you're noticing the temperature, you're noticing the darkness, you're noticing the way the soil feels on your root system. And you breathe in and out. Once more in and out. As your taproot keeps going down so deep, so far, you see a glowing orb in front of you. It's like a pocket in the soil, and it's golden glowing. You decide, your root decides, that it wants to go in. Breathe in and out. As you approach it, it is warm, it feels welcoming. Your taproot pierces it and sits right inside. You're full of a warm, glowy feeling, like warm fuzzies. You breathe in and out. I want you to take a moment and observe your surroundings in this golden glowing orb. Breathe in and out. You notice that swirling around you are the beautiful things that your heart desires, that this world has to offer you. You see them swirling around. Maybe it's simple things like up your water intake. Maybe it's bigger things like a job change, a relationship shift, an attitude shift, a goal that you've had in mind. Breathe in and out. Take a moment and observe things around you. Read each one, feel each one, reach out and touch them if you need to. Breathe in and out. These are the things that you have wanted to receive in your life. Breathe in and out. Maybe it's deeper love and a more true connection. Breathe in and out. Maybe it's creativity or authenticity. Breathe in and out. In and out. Continue to look around you and notice which ones stand out to you the most. Which ones feel in your soul like they belong to you right now. Take a deep breath in and out. Going to go back into our root system and start to travel, make the journey back up to ourselves. Breathe in and out. As you're journeying up, you notice that the roots have gotten big. The taproot is huge, and there's liquid and nutrients and minerals flowing into it so wonderfully and so quickly. And as you're traveling up, you look behind you and you see that that golden fluid from that golden orb is flowing back into your root system with you. You are tapped into that thing and it is all coming back. You breathe in and out. As you come back into yourself and you are back into your seed, you don't take long to pause before your seed starts to grow. And you breathe in and out. Your seed has begun to grow tall along your spine. Breathing in and out of the top of your head, out through your crown. Breathe in, out, and you feel yourself becoming a tree, a strong tree. You're growing taller, taller. You can feel the golden fluid rushing through your body, rushing through the trunk of your tree. And as your branches are growing, it is reaching the ends and tips of your branches. As your leaves are unfurling, you can feel the golden fluid running through it. You have flowers starting to sprout, starting to bud. I want you to feel what it feels like with the sun touching your leaves, the wind blowing the breeze through your branches. Breathing in and out. As your flowers start to turn to fruit or nuts or a special type of vegetation, I want you to see what they look like. I want you to notice that that golden fluid is pumping through your flowers, through the fruit, through the seeds, through the things growing on your tree, as a visible way to acknowledge the things that we have for you, the things that you saw in your golden orb that the world has to offer you, that the earth is giving up to you. Breathe in and out. Let's take a moment to feel and to truly let it sink in and what it feels like to be this strong, to have these beautiful fruits growing, to know what it truly feels like to be in our power from the earth, from within. Breathe in and out. With this golden force, this golden life-giving force running through you in your tree, how do you serve those around you? Are you a shining light that they come see? Are you protection? Are you nourishment? Are you a home? Breathe in and out. In and out. I'm going to say thank you to our tree. Thank you to the earth. Thank you to our body. Thank you to the sky. Going to breathe in and out. Going to start to return to our own body and our own present space. Breathing in and out. Going to thank Spirit for allowing us to be on this journey. Going to breathe in and out. And on the next breath, I invite you to come back to this space. And as you're ready, open your eyes. Breathe in and out. We're back in our present space, and we have our art stuff ready to go. And today, we're just going to do some watercolor sketching of our process, our journey, and then we're going to take some notes. Okay? So do whatever colors you want. If you don't have watercolors, you can absolutely be using markers or crayons or pencils, whatever you have. And to start, we are going to paint our tree. I'm going to do it on this side over here. What kind of tree were you? Did you notice where you were growing? Art meditation is not about the art. It's just about feeling your feelings and allowing your body to take in the information and process it that we get in our grounding journeys. As you're painting your tree, I want you to think about what it felt like to see your tree. What were you giving others? What was your purpose? What does your fruit look like? What did it feel like to be your tree? It doesn't have to be a good tree, just sketching. What did it feel like to be strong and firmly rooted? Did you get to see how important you are? That even if it doesn't look like you're doing a lot, there are lots of things that depend on you. Maybe you had birds' nests in you. Maybe you had a ladybug family that lived at your base. A family of squirrels. Maybe an owl. Take some of these feelings that you're feeling and just transfer them from your body through your arm onto your paper. Next, I'm going to draw some symbols or shapes, or maybe you want to draw them as flowers or stars or fruit. But what are some of the things that you saw in your golden orb that are for you? The things that you want to receive into your life, that you want to be part of who you are in your journey. As we're drawing these next symbols, it doesn't matter what they are. What matters is that your intent intentionally thinking about each of those things that you saw. Draw a symbol for each thing. And as you're drawing it, I want you to think of that thing. And I want you to think of what it would feel like to have that thing in your life. Remember to keep breathing. Unclench your jaw. Just continue to focus on what you wish to receive into your life, what it will feel like to have received that thing. These aren't really goals yet. Maybe dreams. Next, remember, you can come back to these things later. We are going to focus on what's not allowing us to let these things come into our life. So these may be blockages. They may be things that you need to say no to, but you've been saying yes to. It might be simple. It might be you want to drink more water. But to drink more water, you need to drink less soda or coffee. So maybe you need to swap one of those out. But maybe you've said yes to some really amazing opportunities, but you didn't really want to say yes. You said yes out of responsibility or guilt, and you should have been saying no. Maybe you've been in relationships that friendships, partnerships, family that are making you feel really bad about yourself, that are not building you up and are not life-giving. And maybe you need to start putting some boundaries on those things. As we're thinking through some of these feelings and actions and situations that we maybe need to start saying no to that are blocking our lives. We're going to draw some symbols. Anything you want that just helps you focus on each item as something that could be a blockage in your life. Okay. I'm going to use purple for this. Paint each blockage with intentionality, thinking about the same way as you thought of all the good things. What does this blockage do for you? How is it either serving you or not serving you anymore? How does having this blockage in your life feel? And how does it feel to acknowledge that it is something that's blocking you from having everything you want? Remember, we're just imagining here. And the next step is we're going to give ourselves some grace. A lot of times when we have these things we want, we see these big things that are making it so we can't have these other things. And we get really hard on ourselves and we start to feel really down and like there's just no hope. So we are just going to cover this whole thing in grace. And I like to do that by getting this golden, glowy color like we saw in our vision and just surrounding everything with grace. And allow ourselves to know that we don't have to do everything right now. If these are things that are meant for us, as long as we start taking action to them, it will happen. Slowly but surely. We're going to take a few moments to journal some questions. Remember, the art is not the purpose. The purpose is to help ourselves process through some things. And here are the things we'll process through today. First, what is one thing that you saw in your vision that I can put into my life in the next week? This, again, can be as simple as drinking more water. You want to drink more water? Amazing. Write it down. You want to change a whole relationship this week? Excellent. Do it. You want to start looking for new jobs this week? Fantastic. Do it. But along with starting something new, other things have to happen. And that is, what is one blockage I can remove from my life this week? So if you want to start drinking more coffee, if you want to start drinking more water, you may need to swap out some coffee. If you want to make some big changes in a relationship, you may have to actually have some tough conversations. If you want to have less clutter in your home, have a cleaner home, you may actually have to remove the clutter. If you want to start applying for new jobs, you're going to need to sit down and make time to apply for those new jobs. You're going to actually have to clear out some space to do that. And you're going to have to get really honest with yourself about what you want in your life. But that comes to our next question, which is, how will I feel when this change has happened? You want a new job? You started applying for new jobs. You made time for your new jobs. You get a new job. And how will you feel? What opportunities will open up in your life? How will your soul feel? How will you feel to be the person with that job? If you want to start drinking more water and you have gotten rid of some coffee down to like 1 glass a day and you are drinking lots of water, how will your body feel when you are hydrating properly? If you want to have a cleaner house and you get rid of a bunch of clutter, how will it feel to live in your home that is cleaner? How will it feel to be a person who has a clean house? What are opportunities that can come into your life when these changes have happened? How will you feel? Sometimes we have a lot of really big, huge things we want to receive into our lives, and it feels like there's really big things stopping us. And if we do all of these things at once, if we try to make all the changes at once, it is scary and it is big and it can feel like you're dying. Big changes can feel like death. But if we do one thing at a time, one little thing. So this one is H2O, and this one is coffee. And this one down here is a new self-employment. And this one is clutter free home. And here is your job you hate. Here is piles of garbage, old piles of old clothes. It is going to be easier to start with these little ones, simple swaps, cleaning your home, these little tiny things before you get to this big, huge, life-changing job shift. If we start small and get our bodies used to the tiny changes repeatedly, it won't feel like death anymore when we make these big changes. So when you start making this change this week, keep doing it next week. And then add something in every once in a while so that your body is used to the changes and you're not stuck in the same old rut that you always have been. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Keep journaling all these things. keep thinking through these things. And I want you to just feel free. I want you to embrace the freedom that comes with starting to make changes in your life that are things that you want and not things that people told you you want. Okay. So thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye now.